Hello, I'm Benson and welcome to my channel where I'm always looking for interesting gadgets to show you guys. Today I got this SCORP Mini from FeiyuTech. Now this is not new to me because I'm already using the bigger brother of the same model, SCORP C. And that is for my Canon EOS R, which is a bigger camera and with a kind of a bigger lens on it as well. And I have been using that for the last year or so, and all the previous videos when it is at this angle is always that setup. So when Amazon sent this to me for free to review, I was like so happy because my second camera here is a Sony ZV1 and very good vlog camera, and I think it's quite popular, but it is showing its age. And one thing I don't like about this one is that when you are handheld, they do have stabilization, but it's like, you know, the footage is just not very usable. This gimbal can take up to 1.2 kilograms of payload, and this time they come with the brackets for a small camera, for your GoPro, and for your phone. So it's not like a 4-in-1 or all-in-one solution. So this is not a tutorial video. I'm sure like there's tons of video out from about 8 months ago, which is quite comprehensive. And when I did my research, I actually watched some of those videos as well. So this is purely my own experience to share with you guys what the SCORP Mini can do paired with a small compact. All right, so once you open the box, you got your instruction booklet. Do not power on the gimbal until the balancing is done. And there we go, nicely laid out. The gimbal actually took out most of the space in the box. So the first box here, you got your so the first box here, you got your GoPro attachments. You got a plastic rod here. Well, you got a lot of cables for different cameras. You got your phone mount, metal construction, really solid. Plates and brackets, which I will explain to you guys later what I'm going to do with those. Tripod, open wide and made of plastic. And then you got the gimbal, which is an odd shape. I actually really like this kind of gimbal because you can hold it with two hands and you can hold it upside down. The only thing is that because this is a smaller gimbal and you can check my hand size, my hand is actually bigger than the grip. Even the SCORP C, the bigger brother, I kind of always have the legs kind of attached. I hardly take them off unless I need to mount that on a tripod, because I do like to have a bigger grip, and sometimes you hold it with two hands as well. So this feels really lightweight and a bit plasticky. Plastic construction. The arms and the motor mount, they are all metal, and even in the lock position, it does rattle a little bit. There's quite a bit of movement in them. But for me, functionality is more important than the aesthetic. So make sure that this one actually works. To unlock all the axle of the gimbal, they do come with these silver buttons. So unless you click it down, or else everything kind of rigid. But if you click it, then you can actually do the rotation. This axle is very important. It's actually 360, so you can do the 360 rotation. Okay, so during the mounting the camera, I do run into some problem. For example, if I point up the camera for you guys to see, the bottom plate here actually cuts into my lens system. Now this is a newer lens, which is a wide angle lens. So they, the way they mounted the camera is have this plastic ring. So obviously that is not supposed to be there. The plate here has a little kind of a support for a longer lens, and that is digging into the external addition of the lens. It's not the design of the gimbal problem, it's actually the camera, because I'm using a non-standard camera lens. Nevertheless, I do mount it like a slightly angle, so now this is mounted. And out of the box, this is stabilizing really, really well. And like I said before, the reason why I like this type of gimbal is that you can hold it like a normal gimbal. You can two-hand it with a little extra handle if you want to have like smooth movement. And when you need to do low angle and such, you just hang it upside down. Obviously, this might come into the view of your wide angle if it is too much in the front and this is hitting the limit anyway. But if you hold it upside down like this, you can get some really nice low sweeping kind of an angle. The usual control, like double click will center the camera, triple click will turn the camera around. A lot of people already mentioned on the internet, because you've got a little handle here, when you actually do a selfie mode, if you press 3 times, the lens will pick up the handle. So this is something that, you know, if you do hold your arms out like that, then you will be filming yourself with a handle blocking you. But you can easily turn it around and do it like that instead. But you still have that little knob thing sticking out. So you might have to be careful when you choose an angle to do that. Okay, but you can always turn the camera like, you know, 90 degrees to how you usually hold it. In that case, you won't have that thing in front of the camera anymore. Many ways to work with what you got. One of the functions that I find myself use the most is how fast you want the gimbal to respond. So you got like a medium level, and then you got fast level, custom, dead zone. So you can actually do a lot of setting on this. I have my Sony ZV1 mounted on there at the moment, and you can see that, you know, basic function wise, this is working really smoothly. I can hold it upside down to get a really low angle, and I can also hold it upright. 2 hands to give you a bit more stability. Holding it, walking with 2 hands holding it is a lot more stable than just holding with your arms out, for example. The control knob at the moment is controlling the tilt function, and as you can see in the mirror, there is a touch screen here. The most common, I find myself to use this one, the most common is the speed of the gimbal. At the moment, I like it fast, so it really stabilizes the camera. But you can also choose like softer if you want to show a bit of the dynamic. So this one stabilizes it a bit less. I usually go with fast because I like my image really stabilized. And here's the bigger brother, the SCORP C. SCORP C, which is holding my EOS R. In and out. Go back in. And come back out.